To date, our team has consulted with over 100 people during Garden Share's planning and development. Our needs analysis consisted of a survey targeting apartment residents in southeast Queensland. We found that 82% of people surveyed wanted more greenery in their living space, especially Indigenous greenery. Since houseplants only address the apartment interior, integrated gardens within urban infrastructure would be ideal to sufficiently address this need. However, the average customer needs to go through 7 entities to receive such a service, and the price is often more than most consumers are willing to pay. Garden Share offers a service that's half the price, half the red tape, and meets the needs of this demographic more efficiently. Our business could have simply offered the construction and services of city balcony gardens, which would be taking a cut from the local tradee. But our partnership with local food distributors Food Connect and Sustainabox allow us to provide our customers with another source of income by permitting them to sell their homegrown produce to local farmers markets. For this service, we take a 10% referral fee. So, our customers are making money, we're making money, and the farmers markets are receiving local produce. All while promoting the awareness of Indigenous plants via the inclusion of species such as native rivermint and minion berries. First Australians are equal stakeholders and partners, with the initiative aiming to encourage Indigenous inclusion and diversity. One of the biggest challenges our project faces is our heavy reliance on external third parties, many of whom are quite busy or preoccupied with working with larger corporations. Hence, it can be difficult to regularly communicate with all parties involved. We found meetings can be tough to coordinate, and we're often waiting on updates from our partners. However, we've been able to mitigate this issue by creating realistic timelines and deadlines, oftentimes arranging meetings well in advance to account for these delays. The essence of our project is in itself sustainability. We create the gardens using sustainable materials, and the gardens themselves are sustainable in that the plants are grown in-house, yields produce, and utilises any plants or food scraps to sustain new growth. The produce grown from the gardens is sustainable in that they will be grown without harsh chemicals and will be sold without any plastics, reducing plastic consumption. The local marketplace featured in the app design will reduce emissions from produce transportation while simultaneously providing us with data to measure impact. By using the current data concerning the average distance produce travels from source of growth to supermarket, we can measure Garden Share's reduction of emissions, providing us with a reliable measurement of impact.
We sent out a survey to 4 poor communities to gauge their interest in the program, as well as to get an idea of what idea would have the largest traction. Apart from this, on a personal level, Claire was the only music student in her grade, and it wasn't very well funded. Julia came from a rural background and knows that having a good teacher is a privilege, and that students in poor areas have even less access. There are many online programs that have been doing distance education for musical students for years, and there are a lot of similar programs to our idea. But none of them actually supply the instruments, which is by far and large often the largest barrier to entry. Our model of subsidizing the cost for renting of instruments mean many more customers and more students that have access to musical education than current providers can supply. The greatest strength of this business is also one of the challenges, where all the members of the team have a large background in musical education. Unfortunately, without a business acumen. To combat this, they've joined Enactus to lean on business students, as well as getting feedback from entrepreneurial experts. Based on our current business model of $15 a ticket and 8 concerts a year, we will be able to track the performance of how we're going throughout the year, and if we drop off or not. we have this luxury because we have zero costs and can afford to have low performance for a single concert. When that happens, we can reposition and pivot our strategy to see what we can do to increase capacity once again.